Hi everyone, it's Karen in the Lake Stamper here in Grand Blanc, Michigan. How's everyone doing today? Well, this is Spooky Sweet Series 3. Eek! So, we're going to do, this is another craft fair idea, and for your gals for Halloween, for the, this is for the ghouls night out. So, what we're going to do is a bookbinder, and this is great for selling at any craft show, and it's so easy to put together. You're going to need some nuggets, so always have one for yourself, and we want 6 on this, okay? So let's put this together. This is darling. And I'll even tell you what type of cellophane to use with that as well, okay? So let's move my Spooky Sweet. This is all the paper that we're using. I know, how exciting. Let me move that. And the one thing you want to get is any kind of your favorite paper for Halloween. And we're going to do 6 by 6. And then we're going to score, okay? 2 places only. 2 3/4 right there. And 3 1/4. Okay, just so you know, it's not too deep because you don't want to tear into your little DSP. You're going to need a corner rounder, okay? And I just think it looks a little bit more polished when you can corner round these. So just take a few minutes before you start folding, and let's just corner these. Since this is not directional paper, I don't have to worry about which way I do it. Yay. And we're just going to find the seam, and there's the other one. I couldn't find it for a minute. I think I can see it better on that side, huh? There we go. So this is your bookbinder. Now, before you get all crazy, we want to put a little trim on that. I've got 2 pieces at 3/4 of an inch, okay? So let's cut these both down to 6. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm also going to corner these as well. But before I glue these down. So if I'm going to corner on the right side, I only want to corner this one side only, not both sides, okay? So we're just going to corner and corner. And then this one's all set. Perfect. And then this one is going to be cornered on the left side, only on the left side, okay? Got to think about it. Okay, super. So get your handy dandy glue out. I don't use Tombow glue for this stuff. I'm just using nice straight, your seal, snail, whatever you got. It doesn't have to be really, don't get the seal stuff on this. Sometimes it's too much, and this is such a little tiny project. You're not going to need a lot of glue, okay? When I put this down, I like to do it this way, horizontal for me, and I just like to line it up, and you can put it on grid paper or on your glass mat and just kind of line it up really nice. Take your time. It just makes it look even, and nice simple little burnish, and then you're ready to go. Look at that. Okay, so we've got this all nice and set. Look how pretty it looks. Now what we need now is nuggets, right? So I have 6 of them. Okay, and these look pretty yummy, if I must say myself. So 1 by 3 inch, I've got one ready, and just stick it. I start in the back and then just glue it and wrap it around, okay? And if they pop up, that's not a problem. Just take a few seconds. And this one you can use seal because it'll definitely make them stay a little bit longer on the paper there. Look how pretty that looks. I like to do every other. I think it just looks kind of cool looking. But now what we want to do is open your little book, and I don't want to place them right at the very end. You can if you want. I kind of give them a little bit like that 3/4 of an inch, kind of like eyeballing it right there. You can use glue dots if you want, or a straight shot right down, okay? Because they are a little bit big enough so you've got a little bit of leeway, okay, in case you are Cricket. So I put one on, and then the pink one, or Petunia Pop I should say, and then we've got the DSP mixed one, and then it's like every other one. And make sure you've got glue there. If you don't, just add a little bit more. And you've got a minute or so to rearrange if it's falling out, which sometimes this little guy gets way too much room. Okay, he thinks he's like hot, so he gets all of the room. So if that's the case, take that second and just move them like I'm moving right now. It won't affect anything. Just make sure they're straight. You don't want to look like you've been drinking. And that looks pretty good. And then give it one more glue and make sure they're kind of tight in there. Look how nice they fit. I got Nugget truffles as well. So if any of you get the nuggets with the blue wrapping on them, those are truffles. Yummy. They melt in your mouth. They taste so yummy. I just thought I'd tell you. Now, I'm going to pop a little bit, just do something right in here. It can be anything that you want to use. You can use the little poison. This is a cute one to use too. You could use this little guy right here. You could use my little spider. But I've already used this guy, and I'll show it to you on my other one. And I'm just going to use this my little crow on my pumpkin, and I'm just going to pop it up on an orange. I just used a punch that I had. I've got a lot of them sitting around, so I never throw those away. You just never know when you can use those, right? So I'm just going to put that little guy right there. I'm just going to, and this is just a little inside. Doesn't have to, you don't have to if you don't want to. Up to you. And I still might put something in there like eek or something like that. So we're just going to hold off for a second. That looks darling. We're going to shut this. Now we're going to decorate the inside. Let me show you what I did here on this one. I'll take it out of its cellophane so it won't be so shiny. Now we're going to decorate this beautiful belly band. All right. And I already have the stamped from the Fright Night. Oh, this is such a great little set. Look at this. Eek, boo. These cobwebs are great. And you can use this one here or the Fright Night, okay? So Fright Night is the one I'm using. I got a head start here and used Petunia Pop and did a little blending. It just makes it look spookier, doesn't it? Ooh. So just take a few minutes, and if you want to do a little bit more, you know, I'm just going to do it on this. There we go. I just like to give it a little bit more oomph, okay? In fact, I'll do a little bit more on this one. When you're doing this, you might want to just, you know, just take a few seconds, and because you don't want a big blob. So you want to just kind of take a few minutes and blend it first on a scrap paper and then do it on your goodie, okay? That really makes it look amazing. Now, There's a tree that's an ephemera tree, and this is going to be darling because you don't have to make one. It's already done for you, but it needs some decorating. Doesn't it doesn't look that scary, does it? And so it's not scary at all. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to, and this one can be a little bit darker. You're not going to see all of it, and it needs to look a little bit more spooky because you're going to put some bats in it. This is to go behind. See how this one goes behind? In fact, I'm just going to put a little bit more right here. There we go. Oh, perfect. Okay, so that one's done. And I'm just going to do a little bit more and then stop so I don't get crazy. And now let's put this together, okay? This little guy here it's a great tag. You can use it even for Christmas if you wanted to, right? I mean, it's got the 2 sizes, so you just can't use the Fright Night, but you could, you know, cut this out in different paper. That would be darling. Oh, what a great idea, Karen. Sometimes, you know, when you see something, you go, oh, I think I might keep that. That one's a keeper. You know, some stamp sets and dies, you go, I don't know, I'm just going to use it once. Don't use it once. You can use it for other stuff, right? So, anyway, let's put some little dimensions on. Let me get these on and we'll be right back. Okay, I have the dimensionals on, but before we do anything, let's make a hole in this. Sometimes it's really good to make one first, but I didn't. Now I'm going to go right about there. Okay. And then I'm going to do the same on this one. This one, they can go the same length, which is perfect. Okay. And I am just going to line this up. All right, now I've put my 2 ribbons in. And if you're doing 2 like I am, sometimes it's better to put this flat. I happen to have dimensionals on it because I wanted to pop it up. But if you, for some reason, do the hole separate like I did earlier and they're not even, that's not a problem because no one's going to know where the holes are, right? So you do a slip knot, just like I did, and do them together. And then just really just make it, you know, kind of cute. And sometimes if you want, put another little knot there. I think it's going to be just fine by itself. It's not going to move. And then what I like to do, because I wanted to give it some tails, right? And I like different colors at Halloween. I think the black and white looks really cute together. You use whatever ribbon you have, okay? And I think that looks darling, right? Now, I have to make this even cuter. So I have a tree, and I am going to, and I've got the word boo. So you can use a half of a tree too. If you want to only use half, you can do that. I think I'm just going to use the whole tree. I think it looks good. I don't need the whole tree I don't want to look at the whole tree. I just want it as a background, right? So I'm kind of like eyeballing it. It looks good. And then I'm just going to do a straight line on the back so I can play with it if I have to, and it feels pretty good. Pretty good. We're not going to glue this on here. If you do that, then you won't be able to put a belly band on there, okay? It's fine, but it's going to stay open. So don't do that, okay? That's a no-no. So, no. So what I did is I took a 3/4 of an inch by 9, and I got some of the fence, okay? Now you can also take a few minutes and just kind of blend that to make it look spookier. Any color you want. You don't have to use the Petunia Pop. You could use Timid Tiger, especially if you're doing more of an orange grouping. Some of the orange colors. But this, I could do something in Secret Sea to make it even spookier. Ooh, really spooky. It's not really that spooky. I mean, it's candy. Hello. And it's yummy candy too. I mean, come on. There we go. So I'm just giving it a little, you know, excitement. If I don't like this side, we'll just turn it over and use this, okay? So let's see what this looks like first, because it has that little fence. And this is enough to mess around if we don't need, because we're not going to need all of it, right? But it kind of gives you that spookiness, and it looks like it's the right side up. Perfect. And I don't need all of it, which is even better. So I'm going to just take a little bit and cut it right there. And I like it. I think it looks kind of cool. We can flip it, see if we like the other side better, just in case, you know, because it looks cuter. I know, that looks cute too. You know, I know you could just sit and play with this all day. I think I'm going to use this side just to give it a little bit more character. So we're just going to put a little bit of glue right on the belly band, not on our little book binder, okay? And I always put the seam here because I'm going to use this area to glue my little tag and tree down. Isn't that cute? Oh my, that's so darling. This is darling by itself. You could put this on a card. This would be great. So I'm just going to even it out. Let's put the belly band about center so the tree doesn't look so high, right? I don't need to put any dimensionals on. I've got dimensionals on this. You could put dimensionals right here if you wanted to, and that would be darling. But I think I'm just going to glue straight, and then I'm just going to eyeball it. But before I do that, before I press it down, I have some cobwebs to put on. And you'll notice my cobwebs can go right on here instead of on here, okay? So I'm just going to cobweb here and then put the pointy side, okay? That looks kind of creepy. Adam's family, right? And then I'm going to, and you're going to rearrange the cobwebs so they stay and they're not so big looking, right? You just want them to kind of be an accent piece. That's about all. And then I'm just going to, I'm going to move this one up a little higher, and I'm going to move this one up a little higher. Look how cool. I mean, that's so cool. And I'm going to add a little bit more. And now I can place this because I like where the cobwebs are. You see the cobwebs? They're not falling off the book binder. They're just kind of nice and even. We've got this even, and we're just going to place it, okay? So there we go. Oh, look how cute that is. That looks darling. Now I've got the word boo. This is cute. You can put this inside if you want. You could put it right on here. There's so many different things you can do. If you want to, you can put it right on here, and you could put it in here if you'd like, okay? That's kind of cute, but I like this too. So I think I'm going to do it on the outside, but definitely if you wanted to do it on the inside, it's darling. Put your book binder on, and it fits nice. I usually come from the bottom up, okay? It's a big piece to put on here, and you want to just make sure it's centered. And just make sure all the cobwebs don't come off. They look pretty set now. And I'm just gonna do boo on here. I think it's darling. And it's up to you what you want to do. You can keep this all, but I just think it's so cute, don't you? Oh my God, it's darling. So right here, boo, boo. Oh, that's darling. Okay, I love it. And now you could do some Winkastella on this cat. This cat needs a little makeover, don't you think? And then what you want to do is also get some, we need some bats. We don't have any bats on here. And I'm loving these bats. So I die cut these bats out. You can use ephemera if you want. There's ephemera that comes with bats in there. but I'm loving the way this little bat kind of centers, just like a Batman, right? And I'm just gonna place him right there. I'm gonna put an embellishment on him so he kind of shines bright. And then I'm gonna put one on the cat's, near the cat's tail. And maybe one right down here, so there's 3 of them, right? Okay, that's perfect. Okay, so we're all set. We're ready to pack up. Another idea, if you don't want to put this straight on here, you can put this on the outside like this and just put eek. Okay, that's an idea too. So, but I like Boo. I like it on that. We're doing 6.5 by 4.5. Okay, I'll have the link for you. If you do a bigger one, all right, like this one, this is 9 by 5. You're going to have to put a topper on it, and you're going to have to really, you know, you're wasting a lot of paper here because it's going to have an empty area here and here, and then you're going to have to fold this. So this is going to be right on the money. You're not going to put a topper on, all right? You're definitely going to put the seal at the bottom, not at the top. You never want to see the seal at the top. Yes, we have a little bit of ribbon here, but that's okay. I want to show that off. And then right at the very end, just take this off. They always like to stay on you. And then we're just going to fold, and that's nice. Oh, this is easy for packing too. Now, what I like to do is I like to put a bow on top of this because it's just kind of, it's nice. Nothing wrong with it. But it just adds a little bit of excitement, okay? You can use glue dots. I'm going to trim this just a little bit, like right here. Just this one right here, okay? And I like to do 2 ribbons. It does take a little maneuvering, but once you get them done, they look great. I would use glue dots. I'm just not using them right this minute, but I would use a glue dot if I were you. And then just take a few minutes and put this right down, right here, okay? That is so cute, so cute. And then if you want to, if the tails are a little bit uneven, just take a few seconds and cut them a little bit shorter because this one's short here, so I may as well trim those. Oh, that's perfect. Now you've got some cute items to sell at a craft show. And then when I would display these, I would definitely display them up, like on some kind of counter thing that you might have, especially those that have different variations, so you can kind of go like that and see it. Oh, this looks great. Love that. Oh, so anyway, I hope you enjoy this, and I hope you make some of these, okay? Don't eat all the nuggets, okay? All right, keep on crafting. Have a great afternoon. Bye-bye.